Welcome to Date Safe in the Philippines. I'm Mia, and today I'm going to share something that might shock you. The guys who end up with the best Filipinas are usually not the ones with the biggest wallets. They're the ones who understand that real connection beats cash every single time. I know what you're thinking, but Mia, isn't money a big deal in the Philippines? Yes, money matters here. I'm not going to lie to you. But here's what most foreigners get completely wrong. They think that throwing money around is the shortcut to a Filipina's heart. And honestly, that strategy usually backfires in the worst possible way. Please subscribe first. I promise the advice I share here can save you from heartbreak, scams, and so much stress. Don't wait until you're already in trouble. So let me explain why money isn't the magic key you think it is and what actually works when you want to win the heart of a good Filipina. Why flashing money is actually a red flag. Here's a truth bomb for you. When a foreigner shows up and immediately starts spending big, buying expensive gifts, paying for everything, and basically acting like a walking ATM, guess what happens? He attracts the wrong kind of attention. Think about it like fishing. If you're using the wrong bait, you're going to catch the wrong fish. When you flash money, you're basically putting up a neon sign that says, "Please take advantage of me." And trust me, there are Filipinas out there who are very good at spotting that sign. But here's what's even worse. The good Filipinas, the ones who would actually love you and be loyal to you, they see that behavior and they get suspicious. They think, why is this guy trying so hard? What's wrong with him? Is he trying to buy me? And that's a huge turnoff for a Filipina who has self-respect. I had a friend who worked at a resort, and she told me about this foreigner who showed up wearing designer clothes, flashing his Rolex, talking about his businesses, and buying drinks for everyone. He thought he was impressing all the Filipinas. But you know what the staff called him behind his back? The sponsor. Not in a good way. They saw him as someone to extract money from, not someone to actually date. Meanwhile, there was another foreigner who stayed at the same resort. He dressed simple, was friendly to everyone, asked questions about Filipino culture, and actually listened to the answers. He ended up dating one of the nicest girls from the town. They're still together today. The difference? He showed interest in her as a person, not in showing off what he could provide. What actually wins a Filipina's heart? So if money isn't the answer, what is? Let me share with you the things that actually make a Filipina fall for a foreigner. Number 1. Genuine interest in who she is. This sounds so basic, but you have no idea how many foreigners mess this up. They show up and talk about themselves the whole time. My job, my house, my car, my money, my plans. Me, me, me. Meanwhile, they don't ask her anything real about her life, her dreams, her family, or her struggles. When you ask a Filipina about her life and you actually pay attention to her answers, it's like magic. We're not used to that. A lot of Filipino guys don't do that. So, when a foreigner takes the time to really listen, it makes us feel special, and that feeling is worth more than any iPhone you could buy us. Number 2, patience. Filipinas are not microwaves. You can't just push a button and expect instant results. The best relationships here develop slowly. You chat, you meet, you go on simple dates, you meet her friends, maybe eventually you meet her family. It takes time. The guys who rush things are usually the ones who end up getting played. They're so eager to lock down a Filipina that they skip all the important steps. And then they wonder why the relationship falls apart after a few months. Here's a secret. When you take your time, it actually builds more attraction. A Filipina will think, wow, this guy isn't desperate. He must have options. He's choosing to spend time with me because he genuinely likes me, not because he's trying to buy a girlfriend. That's powerful. Number 3, respect for her family. I cannot stress this enough. Family is everything here. When you show respect to a Filipina's family, even if they drive you crazy, even if they ask for things, even if they're nosy and always around, you're showing her that you understand what matters to her. This doesn't mean you have to build them a house or pay for everyone's bills. It means being polite, being present, bringing simple gifts when you visit, and not complaining about them constantly. a mango, a bucket of chicken, some snacks for the kids. These small gestures matter more than grand financial displays. Number 4, consistency over grand gestures. This is huge. I've seen so many foreigners come here, sweep a Filipina off her feet with expensive dinners and shopping sprees, and then disappear for months. Or they promise to come back but never do. Or they start strong but then get lazy once they think they've got her. A Filipina would rather have a guy who texts her good morning every day and calls her every night than a guy who shows up once a year with expensive gifts and then ghosts her. Consistency shows that you're reliable. It shows that you're serious, and it costs nothing but your time and attention. Number 5, making her laugh. I'm telling you, humor is underrated. If you can make a Filipina laugh, really laugh, not just the polite giggle we do when we're being nice, you're already winning. We have a lot of stress here. Life isn't easy, so a guy who can lighten the mood and make us forget our problems for a little while, that's attractive. You don't have to be a comedian. Just don't take yourself too seriously. Be playful. Tease her a little bit. Share funny stories. Watch funny videos together. Laughter creates connection, and connection creates love. The simple date strategy. Let me give you some practical advice on dating without flashing money. When you take a Filipina out, you don't need to go to the fanciest restaurant in the city. In fact, going somewhere too fancy can make things awkward. She might feel uncomfortable or out of place. Instead, try these simple date ideas that Filipinas actually love. Street food tour. Walk around and try different street foods together. It's cheap, it's fun, and it shows you're adventurous and not snobby. Plus, you'll learn a lot about her by watching what she likes to eat. Sunset watching. Find a nice spot by the water or on a rooftop and just watch the sunset together. It costs nothing, but it's romantic. Bring some snacks and drinks from the convenience store. Karaoke. I know it's such a cliche, but there's a reason Filipinas love karaoke. It's fun, it breaks the ice, and it lets you be a little bit silly together. You don't have to be a good singer. In fact, being a terrible singer, but still having fun, is actually more attractive than being perfect. Cooking together. If you have a place to stay, invite her over to cook a meal together. Buy ingredients from the market, figure out a recipe, and make something. Even if it turns out terrible, you'll have a great time laughing about it. Mall walking. Okay, this sounds boring, but hear me out. Filipinas love malls. It's air-conditioned, there's lots to look at, and you can just walk around, window shop, maybe play some games at the arcade, grab some Jollibee. It's low pressure and comfortable. The money trap you need to avoid. Here's something really important. When a Filipina starts to have feelings for you, she might actually start to feel bad if you spend too much money on her. She might think she owes you something. She might worry that you expect something in return. This creates an uncomfortable dynamic that can poison the relationship. The best relationships I've seen between foreigners and Filipinas are the ones where the guy is generous but not excessive. He pays for dates, sure. He helps out when there's a real emergency. But he doesn't make money the center of the relationship. He makes love, respect, and shared experiences the center instead. And here's the real secret. When a Filipina loves you for who you are, not what you can provide, she's going to take care of you in ways that money can't buy. She's going to cook for you, look after you when you're sick, defend you to her family, and be loyal to you even when times get hard. That's worth more than any amount of money you could spend trying to impress her. The confidence factor. There's one more thing I need to mention, and it ties everything together. Confidence. When you don't rely on money to impress a Filipina, you're forced to rely on yourself, your personality, your humor, your conversation skills, your genuine interest in her. And that takes confidence. Here's the beautiful thing. When you show up without trying to buy affection, you're actually showing more confidence than the guy throwing money around. You're saying, I believe I'm good enough without all that. And confidence is one of the most attractive qualities a man can have. Filipinas notice when a guy is secure in himself. We notice when he doesn't need to prove anything. That quiet confidence makes us feel safe, and feeling safe makes us fall in love. Let me conclude. The foreigners who win in the Philippines are not the richest ones. They're the ones who understand that Filipinas are human beings with hearts, dreams, and dignity. They're the ones who show up with open minds and genuine interest. They're the ones who build relationships on respect and connection, not transactions. So if you're planning to come here, leave the fancy watch at home. Stop practicing your speech about how successful you are. Instead, practice asking questions and actually listening to the answers. Practice being patient. Practice being present. Because at the end of the day, the best thing you can offer a Filipina isn't your money, it's your heart. And if she sees that your heart is genuine, she'll give you hers in return. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. If this video helped you, please hit the like and subscribe button. Share this with a friend who's planning to visit the Philippines. And remember, it's more fun in the Philippines, but only if you're smart about it.